Hey guys, and welcome back to the stream. My name is KLW Hitman Pike, Battlefield eSports shoutcaster with the one, the only, the Hardcore League. Joining me this evening, guys, we have Mr. DX Mimsy. Mimsy, my dude, how are you this evening?
Doing just fine, Hitman Pike. I'm very happy to be here in the Hardcore League, the best of Battlefield eSports. Having a good time. We just recently finished up the PAL match, and it was very exciting to see. And now entering in a tag team scrimmage, last of Battlefield 1 into Battlefield 5. Everyone is getting their last breaths in as we get the excitement flowing for Battlefield 5 coming along with these matchups. And it seems that they are already at each other's teeth and fighting at their free will as of now. Good old Hitman, I will give it over to you for the good action of the Hardcore League.
All right, guys, we're going to
0001 has just hit that
straight
follow.
off.
Show them your love and respect.
Thank you very much for following on the channel there. All right, guys, before we do, just introducing the two teams. We have Long Range Recon Patrol with AOTG versus i4Ni, backed up by Point Gap Community. And these guys are going to be kicking it off with a 32 versus 32 player conquest. So guys, without further ado, let's go over to the action.
Playing with IBS has always been a struggle of mine. But I am not alone. Thousands of Battlefield players just like me suffer from irritable blueberry syndrome. But there is hope.
Hardcore League is a major advancement in the treatment of irritable blueberry syndrome and reduces the likelihood of encountering PTFO inhibitors. When compared to other PTFO therapies, Hardcore League has been proven to help players live significantly longer without IBS flare-ups or growth.
Hardcore League changed what I thought was possible for IBS treatment.
Ask your doctor about once daily Hardcore League and visit hardcoreleague.co for more information. Hardcore League may cause serious side effects including elation. The most common side effects are lack of sleep, extended gaming, trouble stopping, newfound love of the game, excessive fun, and advanced PTFO.
And there we have it, guys. If you have irritable blueberry syndrome, that is the cure. Come over to Hardcore League and get involved with this awesome Battlefield eSport that we have on show. Right now, landing with Big Country in the air. These guys are close on each other's six, and it does look like Spazratic just managed to get a kill. Didn't quite get to see who that was on right now, but these guys have already kicked off with round one, map one, and as you can see, it is St. Quentin Scar. Let's take a look at how Point Gap and i4Ni are getting on over in the red, currently holding Foxtrot, Echo, and Charlie, with Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG holding Delta, Bravo, and Alpha. So I'm just going to land here on Fartbox for the minute. He's kind of on his own right now, and he could get surrounded pretty easily by LRP, who are moving in. You're watching the Urologist getting the one piece there, getting himself set on fire before moving into what looks to be a very clear Bravo objective. Backed up in the background there by Marcelo Scalita, who is providing cover for Blanky down in the valley there, who is currently running away from quite the vanguard of Point Gap, who are holding down Delta with very little resistance on said objective. That said, let's take a look at this vanguard we've got going on. We've got a tank plus probably best part of 10 blueberries moving into Charlie objective. This is going to be a colossal meeting of the four communities as LRP sweep in on the flanks. We've got Aztec Knight and Urologist moving up on that flank side, going up against Wet Old Dog, who is taking point for Point Gap at the moment. And by the looks of it, Frisk 13 backed up by Karma and Loz Wild and Aztec. These guys are now moving into the objective firm and pushing PG and i4Ni right back off said objective. That said, Point Gap are currently rallying themselves. Pindaz, Frankie, the Cyrus, and Greedy Grinny all holding out firm. Let's just take a look at the scoreboard. Right now, we've got Ixoid going 21 to 0 deaths. And looking over at top score for PG, it is Drunken Clam going 9 kills to 4 deaths, followed up by Acidium going 7 kills to 3 deaths. And the second for LRP is Aggro Remix, going 9 kills to 5 deaths. So looking at these statistics right now, Mimsy, what does that have to say? The stats and the facts.
Well, it really shows that a lot of time is being put into this year on a lot of the things that these players put their investments in, the gunplay, the tanks and stuff. Like, for example, I've been watching Zingtoid for quite a little while here, this tank, noticing, and I wanted to do a search on him for, come up with 55 days in a tank, showing, and best class of course is a tanker with a KD of 5.79. See, these type of experienced players is for the reasons why they have these last time matchups. I'm really gonna see a very exciting matchup with these experienced players, and clashing, especially with a 32 versus 32, with the great feats that PG has also been in the seasons in the league here in the past year. You know, it's just everything's going to come down to knowledge. Now, it's going to be very interesting for the fact that after all of this goes down, BF5 is going to be a whole new slate, and these players know this, so they really want to sharpen their skills up for all the basic learning, and then once again in BF5, it'll be so easy to start actually move in and sweep in with the new weapons and new tanks and stuff. So for these type of stats and everything, these players are going to be really well-rounded when it comes to their next chapter in their season of eSports Battlefield.
Sure, no, absolutely. I'm just landing on X right now, who's currently going 24 kills to 0 deaths, running in the heavy tank. He is being backed up heavily, though, by his long-range recon patrol brothers and sisters. These guys really are fighting on point right now. It does look like we are seeing quite the points divide, though, with PG and i4Ni currently taking the lead with 400 tickets to long-range recon patrol and AOTG's 302 tickets. Right now, that is quite the divide, and that could be an issue for them to come back from. But that said, it is a 1,000 ticket round, so it could still go either way. Just let's take a look, because Foxtrot looks like it's going to be pretty hot here. So let's just land. Oh, my apologies. Delta looks like it's going to be pretty hot here. We've got Icky Bicky moving in with the Charmand, backed up by Gavia, Tatid, and Pindaz. They're going up against Marcelo Scalita and Kyle Fire. We're struggling to see exactly what's going on, but it looks like Icky Bicky just wiped Scalita off the face of the earth with his main primary weapon, now leaving Delta very much open. AOTG are struggling. It looks like an AOTG member, yes, did just get hunted down by the PG and i4Ni Vanguard at Delta Objective. But we do have a long-range recon patrol Vanguard backed up by some AOTG armor between Delta and Bravo. Looking at those objectives right now, i4Ni and Point Gap currently have Foxtrot, Delta, and Bravo. But looking at long-range recon patrol and AOTG, they hold Echo, Charlie, and Alpha. But looking, let's just take a look here now at Bravo objective. Things are about to kick off in a big way. We have quite a lot of infantry, yet looks like 6+ infantry representing PG, moving across the open ground there into LRP's position on Bravo objective. We've got the Joker holding out point, backed up by Hulky and Aggro Remix, and AOTG Dill Shies 91 in the heavy tank, showcasing some crazy paint there. But it looks like at the moment LRP are holding out strong on said objective. Right, so let's take a look at camera 5 as PG move across the village. Probably going to be moving up to Bravo objective. They might try and bypass it, go for Charlie, but they are getting caught up at the moment. We've got Brooks, Retrospect, Godkiller, Karma Monk Donkey, all running deep in the village at the moment, attempting that flank onto Echo objective. So I'm just going to land on Karma Donkey, making use of the auto-loading 8.25 extended. He's also got the M19 secondary supporting him as his backup weapon. Looking at it, he's got infantry crossing right to left. He gets the one piece, taking fire though, managing to take out Elusive before taking significant fire from enemy to his 12 o'clock. There he goes, getting the two-piece. And it looks like I didn't quite catch the name there, unfortunately. Alright, moving in for the revive on Frisk. He's heavily backed up by his teammates. AOTG and LRP really are working together well at the moment. But that is not enough for the... Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like, unfortunately, getting taken out there. Let's just take a look at how we are getting on here at Delta Objective. Frankie just getting taken out before taking someone out himself there. And it looks like Boondock Saints is the lone surviving member. He's managing to take out one or two of the PG members. In fact, he is backed up by a significant AOTG and LRP force on Delta Objective. These guys really are on point right here and right now. Guys, if you haven't already done so, hit that like, hit that share, hit that follow. You are watching competitive Battlefield at its best with the Hardcore League. Let's just take a look at how the air is getting on currently. Landing on AOM Unknown, currently going 4 kills to 3 deaths. And Team Ghetto Kids 2 kills to 3 deaths. So LRP at the moment, nothing crazy going on. They seem to be covering the fighter perspective. Although looking at it, they do have one support plane up, Spaz Ratic. She is coming in hard right there, putting those shots downrange, going 3 kills to 5 deaths, but doing a lot of damage to the various complements on the ground. So let's look at the overall perspective right now, because it looks like LRP are making that comeback on the flags. They hold Echo, Delta, Bravo, Charlie, Alpha, leaving PG and i4Ni with just Foxtrot. How have PG allowed this to happen? This is an absolutely big mistake for them. But right now, let's cover Rushberg at the moment. Currently going 20 to 12, making use of, again, the auto-loading 8.25 external. Alright, he's just landing on Echo at the moment. Let's see how things are looking from that wider perspective. Right now, he is getting backed up by his teammates coming in from Echo direction. Rushberg getting the kill there. We didn't just quite catch it, but he managed that kill. Shot in the back. So let's just look, because it looks like we got some dogfighting potential going on. LRP currently now running on the 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, of a play. No, it's two fly with point gap coming in on the 6 o'clock of AOM Unknown V2. He is in a sticky predicament. These guys are all up in fighters, so they are hyper mobile, but it looks like two fly is taking a bit of damage there, and he's taking more damage from the AA, so AOM Unknown fights to live another day. That said, no, he looks like he's got someone else on his 6 now. Let's have a look who it is. It's Animals. Again, we saw Animals making a debut in the Phoenix Elite Aerial League event earlier. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Animals takes Unknown V2 down and out. He's doing a little dance in the air before swinging back around on the 6 o'clock of his ally. So let's take a look. Oh my days, this looks like it's about to be one heck of a contact between Delta and Bravo. Things are very much hotting up. Let's see if we can land with someone who is on the pinch point of that. Just bear with me, guys. There we go. Let's just see what this looks like, because right now PG are about to move up onto Bravo Actual, and it looks like they have a significant vanguard made up of at least 15 players. Moving across the open there, it looks to be like AOTG and LRP could be in trouble here at Bravo. Let's see how they get on. Alright, Ron backing them up on the cavalry in the background now. He's taking shots from Blanky, who is watching the flanks. Going down to Rushberg though, backed up by Gavir98, who has also just managed to get a kill on one of the LRP remaining on Bravo. and it looks like they hold Bravo pretty solidly now. Watching 1 or 2 LRP run in there, but these guys are significantly outnumbered. They would be better putting their resources moving to another objective because they are going to get slaughtered. If only they knew quite how many members of PG and i4Ni were on Bravo objective right now. And Brolo running in more or less on his own. He has got Brooks there. Brooks is about to go down. Oh, and he gets the kill on Wet Old Dog. And before going down, unfortunately, to casualty representing Point Gap. And looks like Gavir98 has managed to clear out Brooks, the last soul remaining. No, we've got a backup by Brolo. Let's take a look at these guys right now, who are moving up strong on said objective. Oh my days, they are trying their best right now, but they are going up against such an infantry vanguard. It is unreal. Let's take a look at that right now and see how things are going together for on the ground. Just catching Cycrus going down there. We got Greedy Greeny getting the managing the revenge kill there on Han before getting taken out by Han Barolo. I mean, these guys are just absolutely coming at each other right now. We've only got a ticket difference of 110 tickets, so right now it could go either way. It does look like PG have made a comeback alongside of i4Ni and have managed to establish their ticket and flag dominance, holding Foxtrot Echo Delta. But looking at it right now, Bravo is back secure in the hands of Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG. Let's see how Wet Old Dog gets on, making use of the Bar M1918 Storm, getting a grenade downrange onto Bravo before moving up. He's covering his flanks. He's making an attempt there, getting the assist on Han Barolo before backing up and taking some refuge in the cover, letting his brothers and sisters take some of the heat. He's back into it right now, pushing up onto Bravo objective, taking a lot of fire. Someone getting smoked down. Good idea. He's got a contact. 12 o'clock, getting Drank Skull with his M1911. The Bar Browning automatic rifle, very effective at close to medium range. If you have the scoped edition of it, it's also very effective at long range as a MSR. And it looks like PG are moving up strong onto Bravo objective. Boom! Frankie the Tank almost getting a kill there before backing off. He managed, but that looks like LRP's heavy ship has just gone down. And it looks like Bravo is back in the hands of PG and LRP. So let's take a look at that top-down perspective. Sorry,
man,
my dude.
I like to comment on that. I've been watching that fight on Bravo and just noticing just the massive fight there. As soon as PG took over Bravo, now for all those who are planning playing Battlefield or all that for these type of tactical moves, I noticed that PG has swamped it, but LRRP, was able to hold on with AOTG to reinforce themselves to push back over Bravo. But as soon as PG regroups that, we just simply noticed that the tanker is just the slightest distractions can cause a big difference in this game. The slightest little miss or anything, any type of mistakes, you would think with maps this large and a game this massive, you would think, what would a small mistake deal with anything? How would that affect any of the players? As a tank was slightly distracted, it did not see the great amount of PG players, a lot of potential kills, a lot of big defensive that could have happened right there, and all of a sudden a tank's in trouble, the whole infantry's in trouble, and PG was able to come back and swarm Bravo and finally sanitize the objective.
Yeah, no, absolutely, my dude. I would just prove the point up. You just need to think outside the box and approach the objectives there with an open mind. Alright, looking at things at the moment, the top-down perspective tells the story of 1,000 woes. We currently have PG and i4Ni running with 860 tickets to Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG's 717 tickets. That said, it looks like Long Range Recon Patrol could be in a position of taking flag dominance briefly, but they are about to lose Charlie and Delta. That is going to cost them significantly right now because it's only going to leave them with Alpha Bravo. Charlie really is hanging in there by a thread, and these guys are getting to the point now where they need to poop or get off the pot. Alright, let's look at how things are squaring out between Bravo and Delta. The two teams are looking like they're about to go toe-to-toe. Two Vanguards as well. That said, just covering Blanky for the moment, coming in as a medic, making use of the Mondragon Storm, backed up with the Auto Revolver. He is absolutely slamming those revives, and guys, you cannot underestimate how important the medic role is in Battlefield eSports. It is the absolute heart of your team. Your medics need to be on point. They need to be plentiful. You need to have a good ratio of medics to the rest of your squads, especially on these 32 versus 32 player matches where team leaders really have the opportunity to go out there and make the most of their teams. So let's just take a look at the top-down perspective, see how things are panning out. It does look like long-range recon patrol are struggling because Point Gap are moving up in two different sections. We've got a flanking section here representing Point Gap, and on the left-hand side we also have Point Gap backed up by armor. Let's get deep in the here in the church to see how it unfolds, because right now Boondog Saints, Blanky, Fine Ass Kicker and Brooks, Skeleta, Honky are the only defenders going up against the whole PG team, it seems like. Backed up by Male Volant and Icky Bicky, both in Shamans. This could be an issue for them. Point Gap really are wanting that Bravo objective badly. But let's take a look here, because it looks like i4Ni currently with E.T. Bentley making use of the IMG 0818 low weight, backed up with the Oberez pistol. He is currently moving into Foxtrot objective, harassed by the horse, but managing a pretty epic kill there. He's backed up by Necro Griff and a number of the i4Ni. We've got Darth Invader, Matt Ground Guy, and JPC Junior 27, all hitting Foxtrot as a solid squad at the moment. They are taking a number of hits there by the looks of it, with AOTG and LRP moving across the open. They are in an extremely vulnerable position right now. They have next to no cover, and right now i4Ni are putting shots down range, just demonstrating how important it is that you are clever about where you approach your flags from. That said, AOTG now moving up in bulk, putting serious damage on i4Ni. E.T. Bentley, Darth and JPC Jr. all still up at the moment, but it looks like that would be a win there, guys, for i4Ni and Point Gap. Congratulations. Someone just make a note of that score for me. I'm going to throw it up right now. That would be 1,000. Alright, just doing
as
the
he's
old
updating
scoreboard.
the score, everybody. As he's updating the score, everybody, we have a lot of. I really feel good about this match for the fact that for these KD ratios are not something to mess around with. Exingtoid with 46-0 with that tank doing a good job. On the LRRP side, notice you did not fight too much against Iki Biki. I was really hoping to see that fight, because they're really both good tankers. With aggro mixes 43-25 on the opposite team. Elusive with 32-9, Drunken Clan with 31-11, Frankie the Tank 23-14, Iki Biki with that 58-1. And then also going down the list with one with 37-11, Also on the LRRP and AOTG side with Brooks 3130 for the even slide there. For some of the AOTG players, Retrospect 2122, AOTG, Karma Donkey 1327. Some of the there's some things there's always within matches such as this, there's always going to be the undercarriage. For the undercarriage is what I mean as there's always going to be the low force always, and possibly they need to start talking to each other on what they can do with the massive signature forces with PG. Of course, all of them swarming objectives. Gonna be very tough. Bravo and Charlie, especially for those AA guns. So St. Quentin is going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm really excited.
Darla Moral G has just hit that follow. Show them your love and respect.
That'll be a really exciting matchup. Hopefully, maybe they'll come across each other on the field. But with this matchup with St. Q, it is C and B with those AA guns are going to be a very hot topic. Also with Echo and Delta in the town area, holding all that cover on those houses and everything. For this 32v32, it's very hard to coordinate these type of matches with these large platoons and teams. So it's going to be very interesting to see the strategics playing out on what they decide to do between AOTG and LRRP to somehow come back from that defeat for this next round here, Hitman.
Yeah, no, sure, absolutely. That was a very valid point you made there. These guys are just on point this evening. Two absolutely epic sides coming up against each other. Made up
Hulk
of
Smash 9244 has just hit that follow. Show them your love and respect.
Thank you. All right, but with i4Ni, Point Gap, Long Range Recon Patrol, and AOTG all on the field in one match, that is an incredible time for us. These guys are just some of the best communities you can come up against in Battlefield eSports. And you've seen a real showcasing this weekend, and I just can't believe how busy we are, on Battlefield 1. These are Battlefield 1 events. And despite the fact that we are now a week away from the proper formal release of Battlefield 5, we're still packing these absolutely action-packed weekends full of Battlefield esports from Battlefield 1. It's just, you guys are incredible. You really are as a community. Everyone is just on point. You guys, and you got to thank these teams as well, because the Phoenix Elite Aerial League Flight Path to Battlefield 5 tournament final unfortunately did run over slightly, so we had to postpone the match by 45 minutes, and these guys are still able to put forward 32 versus 32 players. That is just an incredible testament to these communities, the team leaders, the professionalism out there that is shown throughout the Battlefield community, and the love for each other that we have, and I think you guys are absolutely on point. But in the meantime, guys, I know we've got some high view accounts tonight, so if this is your first time joining us, then welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that share, hit that follow. Myself, KLW, Hitman Pike, and DX Mimsy bringing you some Hardcore League signature shoutcasting tonight. It has been one heck of a busy weekend. We had the Q&A with Deadeye and Mason on Thursday. They went through a little bit of the stuff that had been going on over the last couple of weeks, and if you haven't already caught up with that, guys, check out Shots Fired Podcasting episode 1.4. It will be getting rerun on the channel, and it will be getting rerun on my channel and the other podcast staff channel like The Real Dum Dum. But tonight, guys, we have these two sides kicking off against each other. Looks like it's going to be round 2, map 1. So let's just take a look.
Playing with IBS has always been a struggle of mine. But I'm not alone. Thousands of Battlefield players just like me suffer from irritable blueberry syndrome. But there is hope.
Hardcore League is a major advancement in the treatment of irritable blueberry syndrome and reduces the likelihood of encountering PTFO inhibitors. When compared to other PTFO therapies, Hardcore League has been proven to help players live significantly longer without IBS flare-ups or growth.
Hardcore League changed what I thought was possible for IBS treatment.
Ask your doctor about Once Daily Hardcore League and visit hardcoreleague.co for more information. Hardcore League may cause serious side effects, including elation. The most common side effects are lack of sleep, extended gaming, trouble stopping, newfound love of the game, excessive fun, and advanced PTFO.
Okay, guys, we need some confirmation in the chat on when we're going to be kicking this off, please. Just so I know where we're at. Okay, I'm guessing we'll be going off at that 5-minute marker, guys. Medicine now coming in with the love there. We've got a Attila in there. We've got Fiji Water 35. What's going on? XX Collard Greens. Seth, my man, what is going on? Pinduds, great performance earlier, my dude. Joan OX. Guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Looks like we're going to be kicking things off. LRP AOTG versus i4Ni Point Gap. Kicking it off with a Battlefield season final for Battlefield 1. Alright, landing on Team Ghetto Kids representing Long Range Recon Patrol. He is now moving up in the, making use of the fighter. Already he has someone on his 6 o'clock. He's taken he's just taken a third health damage there, but managed to get the repairs done. Coming back around, and I think he's going to be now going after. Yep, it looks like he's swinging back around and getting around onto the 6 o'clock of the point gap up in the air. But let's just take a look at the ground at the moment. Flags looking fairly even. Alpha Bravo Charlie held by i4Ni and Point Gap. Delta Echo Foxtrot held by Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG. Thank you, Dr. Optimize, coming in with the host there, my dude. That is appreciated. Hardcore League really supports and appreciates, really appreciates the support. Getting a little bit tongue-tied here. Oh my days, Hulk Smash! Trying to put a shot into Aztec Knight there before getting taken out. He did significant damage at point blank range with the SMLE carbine. Alright, let's see how things are panning out overall, because right now it looks like AOTG and LRP are on their run as Point Gap and i4Ni move in, taking them clean off Charlie objective. Let's take a look at that point top-down perspective. We've got an LRP Vanguard moving up. Aztec Knight taking a lot of hits there before going down. So let's have a look. We got backfired on the bike at the moment, going down to a grenade. And Infamous backed up by Lost Wild. These guys at the moment at the point of the spear of the AOTG LRP Vanguard, backed up by Toyd in the tank. Dum Dum staying close to the tank, I would imagine, to provide external repairs so as not to lose this essential resource. And of course, guys, looking forward into Battlefield 5, those resources are going to become even more important. Team leaders have a lot more to think about when attrition is implemented. Alright, at the moment it looks like LRP have shut down the point gap assault, moving out towards Foxtrot from Charlie objective. Let's take a look at the top-down perspective. They are still battling it out there just between Foxtrot and Charlie, but overall it looks like things are pretty shut down. Not too sure what's going on here, but it looks like every Blueberry medic on the map is collected on Bravo objective and somehow trying to take out the tank, which they have managed to actually do, which is pretty impressive, because I don't see... Oh, there you go, there was one assault, or two assaults between them. Alright, it looks like Point Gap and i4Ni now moving up onto Delta objective. We're going to see quite the collision of teams here as the two communities go head to head. And it looks like, yeah, Elusive going down, Raven followed by Elusive, and Point Gap now moving up. They took a couple of casualties, but they've managed to pick them up. We've got Frankie the tank running deep there in the vehicle, getting taken out by Han Brolo. Brook's still up there, going down. He tried the kill on Necro, but unfortunately got killed by Drunken Clam. It looks like Point Gap now have a firm hold on Delta objective. These guys really are on point. Hulky out in the distance there. He's going to struggle on his own. He's got no cover. He's a bit suicidal here, it has to be said. That's a bit of a dangerous maneuver. He is now backed up by Remix, and these guys over at AOTG and LRP pushing the flank on Delta objective, doing a little bit of damage there to Point Gap and i4Ni, but still LRP and AOTG are not getting onto Delta objective. We've got Dr. Optimize coming in there saying, let's go PG. Absolutely, my dude. PG are an on-point community. They really do bring the skill and the pain. But that said, they are going up against LRP and AOTG. So not the easiest communities either to necessarily win against. Looking at those tickets, we only have a mere 15 ticket difference between the two communities, with Point Gap and i4Ni running with 162 tickets to AOTG and LRP's 145. So looking at these these guys up in the air at the moment, I noticed Animals had he didn't actually have that many kill-death ratio in the plane, which I was quite surprised about because his performance was absolutely on point earlier. Have you got any statistics on the aerial guys right now?
I do. Some of them entered a bit later after the PAL match, so you have to excuse me for just a minute to hit those. Of course, I do have TrueFly, who was in the PAL match here just recently and did a wonderful job in the plane with 51 days. The pilot 3.31 KD with Animals. I believe I will have to research that one up for a minute.
We can come back round to that one.
So.
But right now, let's just take a look at that scoreboard, and we'll try and bring you some stats on some of these high flyers on the scoreboard. We've got Drunken Clam coming 6 kills to 1 death, Backfired following him with 10 kills to 3 deaths, followed by Join with 11 kills to 3 deaths. Looking over at AOTG and LRP, we've got She's 91 going 10 kills to 1 death. Kyle Fire 7 kills to 2 deaths. Joker 7 kills to 3 deaths. So I'm going to try and land on Dill She's here for the moment, because they seem to be doing quite well. We'll try and bring you up some statistics in a moment on Dill She's, but just give me a moment and see if I can find them on the map, because they are absolutely on fire at the moment. Yep, absolutely on fire in the tank, taking a lot of hits here at the moment, going 12 kills to 1 death. Do we have any unfortunately going down to Icky Bicky there and the Shaman, which is quite embarrassing, because the Shaman should never really be able to take out a heavy. If a Shaman's taken out a heavy, then that is bad times, because that heavy is very armoured. So we'll just try and land back on Shies here when they spawn back in. Have you got any statistics there for me yet on Shies?
Well, unfortunately,
is she one of the names you can pull up?
Earlier I was looking up. Oh yes, I can pull that up. Earlier I was trying to look up animal statistics, which of course gamer tags can be quite special at times, and it's hard to search up some of these statistics. No, Animals kind of had quite of an issue, but I will get Dill Shy's stats up here for you and for all you viewers there.
Oh, that was a pretty sweet assault there by LRP onto the PG armor. Let's just take a look at Delta objective. No, actually, I'm just going to hold off on Delta objective, because it looks like we've got a massive vanguard of Point Gap and i4Ni moving up on the 6 o'clock of a long-range recon patrol. These guys could be in a lot of trouble here. They've left a couple of rear guard to defend, and Fearless NHX is on his own at the moment, unfortunately losing his buddy Boondog Saints. He just fought a fearless rear defense there, that has to be said. He's definitely slowed up the PG team slightly. These guys are just demonstrating how to formation yourselves on the field right now. We must have 20 plus blueberries moving into Echo objective, taking that without a shot fired. That said, it looks like AOTG and LRP are pushing their van from Delta objective onto Echo, which could be a problem right now because their van consists of at least one armor piece. Right now, PG are not backed up by any armor on Echo objective. They are going to spread out by the looks of it and split in two different directions. And it looks like they're coming back around on the flank of the tank. We've got Casualty and Wet Dog attempting. They have the 6 o'clock rear. That is an absolutely astounding flank he's got there. And it looks, he was managing to get a some kind of explosive on Dilshai's there. Dilshai's going down. Point Gap just decimated. Long-range recon patrols, armored assault.
I do apologize for the late statistics for that, but I do have the statistics for Dilshai's now, with 44 days in that tank, 3.29 KD ratio, with 27 kills per minute. So he has done a lot of good time in that tank. At certain times, for especially these 32 versus 32 matches, it can be quite a handle. Plenty of times to keep up with all of these great players. Especially, I understand a lot of people will love to hear every single one of these players' KDs and ratios, because I will tell you that for every player that I would probably suggest that it's almost above 2.5, because most of these players go for the win. They go for the sweats, and they're all about that esports feel and that competitive feel here at the Hardcore League. By all means, we do also host with casuals. If you are interested in the Hardcore League, but maybe you don't feel that competitive feel, by all means, we do have a community in the Hardcore League. Also, you can check out that website at the Hardcore League, along with me and Hitman Pike here. You'll find a lot of great opportunities and all that good stuff with the Hardcore League and Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 coming along. I've been playing with a lot of these people in Battlefield 5, and I'm really expecting to see some really good stats come in Battlefield 5. It's going to be really fun, really sweaty, really competitive, and a lot of momentum. Hitman.
Yeah, no, sure, absolutely, my dude. You're moving into Battlefield 5 right now. We have so many crazy pre-RSP and post-RSP events lined up here, and we're going to be kicking things off next weekend. More details will come. We're just going to wait for this weekend to get out of the way because we have so many events cramming it right now. But we're looking at things on the field. Delta is a highly contested objective and has been a focal point between the two communities during the past round. We have long-range recon patrol and AOTG moving in a pretty solid infantry vanguard. They're not backed up by any armor. Point Gap have put a solid defense down so far, but right now they are struggling as they get outnumbered. And there it is, Dilshai's 91 moving in the heavy tank, locking it down for AOTG. And it has to be said, AOTG are an on-point community. These guys are really pulling out all the stops at the moment. Let's look at the ticket ratio right now, because it looks like Point Gap and i4Ni are running with 469 tickets to LRP's and AOTG's 354 tickets. Between the two communities right now, that's just a ticket difference of about 110, and it could mean a win there for i4Ni and Point Gap for map 1, but we will see. It's not over until Pikey sings. And right now, LRP are making a very solid assault here onto Bravo objective. Good use of formation. They're working those flanks there. We've got a Skew Meerkat down at the bottom. Unfortunately, going down there to Mac Ground Guy, who is now in a very good position to get the flanks. But Drank Skull also covering those flanks, making E.T. Bentley and JPC Jr. think twice about it. JPC getting the revive, but Mac going back down within a couple seconds, meaning he is definitively dead. And it looks like LRP Drank Skull is still up, but surrounded heavily, taking shots from Drunken Clam, staying alive though. Oh, but unfortunately going down to Necro GIF. Let's take a look at that top-down perspective, because things have now settled on Bravo, and it is time for Point Gap and i4Ni to come back onto Delta Objective, which is now held solidly by the team LRP and AOTG. Whilst this is going on, we also have a massive air war going on completely unilaterally to the ground game. Not even too sure what's been going on up there, so let's see if we can capture a couple of these pilots doing what they do best. Alright, just landing with Jet Strafer. We saw Jet Strafer making an appearance in the Phoenix Elite Aerial League Flight Path to Battlefield 5 event earlier, and if you didn't have a chance to catch that, guys, we will be putting the highlights up on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe on the YouTube. Let's see if we can land on animals here for a minute. Have any of these guys got any action going on right about now? Alright, it just looks like they're covering their bases. Currently, can't see any LRP or AOTG up in the air, so these guys just have the ability now to just concentrate on the ground, which, looking at it, Animals High, I Get Animals High is doing just that, managing a kill there just before we landed on him. He's now got someone on his 6 o'clock. Let's take a look at who that is right now, because they're putting significant damage down onto him. He's getting the repairs in. Possibly that was a contact coming off the ground. He's backed up by 2Fly in the background there, and Jet Strafer. These guys are absolutely on point. And it looks like Animal now moving in, making use of his twin HMGs to put shots down on the infantry. Doing quite significant damage there, considering the distance he's shooting over. Managing the suppress and the assist there. Let's just take a look at Jet Strafer at the moment. These guys really do have the air locked down. I have not seen any LRP or AOTG up in the air pretty much all game. So for LRP and AOTG to be struggling, it just goes to show how on point that PG and i4Ni are. But that said, it does look like, yep, the cavalry is here. We have Spazradic backed up by, not too sure at the moment. We'll take a look in a second. Just sticking with Spaz at the moment. She is going to be trying to outmaneuver them after they got onto a 6 o'clock. She attempted a few hits with the rocket. Unfortunately, they were all misses. Now making an attempt of it on the 6 o'clock of Jet Strafer, who is currently out-angling her, out-maneuvering her. She going with those rockets again, but now needs to hit the reload. Currently going 7 kills to 7 Jeffs. Spazradic is close on the 6 o'clock of Strafer, doing some significant damage, but it looks like he's stalled out. With that said, Animals is now on Spaz's 6 o'clock and coming in hard. These guys have all backed off right now, and it looks like Spazradic going for the stall there in good time. Strafer now on her 6 o'clock. This could be an issue for her. Is she able to outmaneuver? And it gets a no, unfortunately not, going down to 2Fly, who comes in from nowhere. These guys just showing how hunting in a pack is the way forward. But let's cover Icky Bicky at the moment, going 25 kills to 2 deaths, slamming into Delta Objective, making use of the Shamans, almost getting taken out by a mine there, but just skipping it literally by inches. Someone clip that so they can see that later, guys. Oh, is he going to hit it again? Is he going to hit it? Oh, he's going to be close to it. Yes, he is. Oh, why didn't he go off? Must be a friendly mine. My bad. I thought I saw red on it. Alright, he took a 6 o'clock shot there from someone. Yeah, it looks like we've got a heavy tank shooting all the way from Echo. And it's an AOTG. Yeah, it is Dill Shees again, who has been having a mediocre round in the games compared to Point Gap's armor. Alright, and it looks like she's taking a number of hits there from various firing points. She even has a dead body on her tank. Oh, the humanity. Getting back into cover there, making use of smoke. We got any more stats and facts on Dill Shies?
Yes, on Dill Shies, of course, with a BTR per minute, 2.08, score per minute of 1,997. Kind of shows a little bit that he does play the outer objectives quite a bit. Kills per minute of 27 kills per game, kills per minute of 1.67, with time played of 44 days. With a crazy combat going on here at Delta with Dill Shies all up in the middle of it. It does show that he is willing to get up in the mix, just needs that support, which it seems he's going to get that support with the repair crew in the rears with the support class. As a big fight is going on here at Delta, of course with the fog coming in, this is going to be quite a difficult way to see who's going to come out of the smoke when the dust settles, or when the fog clears up, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
These bodies are flying everywhere.
Yeah, bodies are absolutely flying everywhere. We just watched infamous GR1 slaying someone there before getting slain by E.T. Bentley in the background. And it looks like Point Gap do manage to walk away from that victorious. I don't know how anyone survived that melee right there, because I saw bodies flying, bullets going absolutely everywhere. It was just one of those blood splatter moments where you capture the real pew pew pew. Alright, we're covering Pindaz at the moment, making use of the Browning automatic rifle M1918 Storm. Currently going 11 kills to 8 deaths. We'll try and get you some stats on Pindaz shortly. He is currently on point though. Let's just take a look on where he is right now. Moving up, he's backed up by Gavir98. I have to say kudos to the name. These guys representing Point Gap community. Point Gap's more casual side. Alright, moving up onto Delta objective. Gavir98 backed up by Pindaz, Miggy, Cyprus, Drunken Clam, Medican casualties. These guys are just overwhelming Delta. I don't see a single living LRP member at all. Have we got any stats on Pindaz there, Lockdown?
Yes, I'll get that. I am currently pulling those up right now. There's quite a few of these very hardcore members of the Hardcore League and these teams, so please bear with me. As soon as I get these stats up for all of you,
we'll come back to you on that one, guys, because we are just covering Pindaz moving in on Bravo objective, backed up by a strong Vanguard representing Point Gap community. He's got Big Country, Greedy Green, and a number of the other. We've got Zapista Miggy, Gavir98, and the rest of Point Gap and i4Ni pretty much moving into Bravo objective. All there is now is 1 or 2 LRP left, and I have to say it is a shame to see LRP take the loss like this, because they are normally just so on point, but they are going up against Point Gap, who are just incredible. So, you know, they are just, you know, we have just showcased for you tonight, guys, some of the best Battlefield esports team on the net. And if you haven't already done so, guys, you've got to hit that follow, you've got to hit that share, hit that retweet, hashtag oh my days. If you like something, clip it, guys. Proactively get involved in the Battlefield esports scene. As we mentioned earlier, as DX Mimsy said, head over to hardcoreleague.co. That's the main place for Battlefield esports, and we are going to be doing some awesome stuff moving forward into Battlefield 5. Right now we've got Badger 33 putting down a defensive, managing to get the kill there with the Lewis gun suppressive before getting taken out by Elusive. Let's see if we can land back on Pindaz there. I'm sure we'll have some statistics for you shortly on that point, guys.
I do have statistics on Pindaz with a whopping, kind of blows my mind here, with 104 days, 14 hours played into this game with the best class as a scout class. So that is got to be one on point sniper with 1.82 KD ratio, which of course, being a sniper, they're not going to get as many kills within the match, but the point of a sniper is to get the kills that matter, the kills that actually will help the team So they're like the assassins of the match. So their KDs may not show it, but at the same time, they are there to be of support of their own, to their infantry and for their callouts and expectation. With a win percentage of 69.3%, that also shows that he is there to help his team. 25 kills average per game, and kills per minute of 1.43. Obviously an objective player with 2,502 score per minute. See, for these type of positions and things going on, it just really shows that every position has a reason, be it a scout, support, assault, or a medic.
Sure, no, absolutely, my dude. And he's just proving that there with that high kill death ratio of 15 kills to 8 deaths. Again, making use of the bar M1918 Storm Pindos, my dude. Much respect for that. Alright, guys, we'll come back down with some stats later. We're probably going to land on a couple of the i4Ni players, cover their stats, and see how these guys are getting on. Just looking at it at the moment. Who's doing well from i4Ni? We've got E.T. Bentley, so we'll come back to E.T. Bentley shortly, give him some cover and see some stats for that gentleman. But right now, I'm going to cover AOTG God Killer 45, making use of the Madsen, going down there to Frank the Tank, and his life was short-lived by the looks of it. So let's just cover Male Volant, who is going 20 kills to 5 deaths, and that looks like a win for i4Ni and Point Gap. Congratulations to them. That was an epic game. Let's just change that up. 711. Alright, guys. Let's just take a look at those kill death ratios. I will let DX Mimsy take it away with you.
Yeah, with those KD ratios, these matches are going to be very, very close with what's going on. I know it doesn't seem that scores is such as possibly 800 to 1,000 or 900,000 may not seem close, but at the same time, with these large maps, it takes a lot of effort to coordinate these type of maps. So sometimes these type of matchups can't be considered close in a certain way. But going on to the next round with Ballroom Blitz, a lot of these teams are putting in a lot of good effort with their KDs and everything, especially the tankers and the pilots, of course, with their vehicle experience. Just going through like so many of these stats, I have so much at the fingertips of what is going on here with these players being phenomenal in the league and phenomenal on the game. As I mentioned before, Exentoid with a 5.79 KD ratio, Spaz Radic a 2.4 ratio, going with Code 009 with a 2.89 KD ratio, with a 3.02 KD ratio, continuing along, Moody Prince with a 2.78. Just going down this line, of course, you notice all of these are above 2.0 KDs because it just shows how much effort they put in to wanting to support with the gameplay. I can go as far as Elusive and his 3.23. It just shows a lot of effort for their teams, and I don't blame them to feel very proud of themselves, and they should feel proud of themselves.
Absolutely, my dude. No, I mean the skills, the statistics, the facts that they're coming in with right here is just, it's a beacon of hope for sort of Battlefield community members out there, guys. If you haven't already done so, sign up with a team. If you've got a team in mind, if you already run with a bunch of your friends, then try your hand out. We cater for everything from professional to competitive to casual players out there. We want to support everyone to enable their Battlefield esports potential. This is just a good place for you to really demonstrate your skills, your coordination, your communication, and your cooperation. And some of the teams that do this are just absolutely on point, and there is a lot of help out there. There's a lot of support. We've got 30 plus staff on hand that can support you in setting up a team, getting sorted with your first few matches. We've also got the team portal, guys, so do hit the team portal. I'm sure some of our mods in chat will hit the link. But guys, if you haven't already done so, of course, hit the follow, hit the like, hit the share. It has been an absolutely outstanding evening of Battlefield eSports, and one to truly remember. I cannot believe that we have had so many events in the last few weeks of Battlefield 1. It's just been absolutely outstanding. You know, I've been in part of this community since 2005, and it has to be said, I've never seen it stronger, I've never seen it more galvanized, I've never seen it more cohesive. And we're just here, guys, to give you a platform to really showcase your skills. This is about you guys out there, and really showing to the rest of the community what it is that your community, your team, you as an individual have to offer. Are you a good medic? Are you good at PTFO? Do you get high kill death ratios? Are you just one of those players that likes to just slam objectives? Then, we want to hear from you guys. And we've got different ways of being able to demonstrate this. But in the meantime, I've got to throw this video up because this is absolutely outstanding. Right, guys, LRP's recruitment video, long range recon patrol. Not too sure what the script is here. I think we might have just had i4Ni jump the gun a little bit there, but they're going to back off that objective before any damage is done. Looks like we'll be pushing to the 6-minute mark. That was an incredible clip, it has to be said right there, guys. A lot of respect for a long-range recon patrol and everything they stand for. They have had a lot go on in the past year, but they have really come together as one community, and they have just pushed forward and always provide a professional front, always willing to help out the newer communities out there. So absolutely what we want to see here at the Hardcore League. All right, so let's just
Absolutely,
Sorry, my dude.
All right. Just kind of want to go over some of this stuff. I know that a lot of players, when they go into a game, they don't quite think about what they're playing. So we're going into Ballroom Blitz, which is actually an actual place in World War One. For all you to understand, a lot of games make up their own maps and everything. I hope everyone can understand that when these maps and how they're strategized not only just on the game, but real life as well. That's what makes it even more intense as an esports strategy for this type of game. With Ballroom Blitz, was actually within the Argonne offensive of late 1918, where U.S. forces sought to break the German supply lines back then by overrunning the railway network at Sedan. And this is the point where the fight actually reaches the French chateau. So these maps are real life places to let everyone understand this. So going into these maps and you're having to strategize for what to do and how to get things over. Now, of course, we have different balances in weapons and vehicles and how they're operated and everything, but in the end, everything that goes on that you see in front of you, even here in the Hardcore League or with anyone else that's possibly who streams Battlefield 1, is showing true areas and true battles. And that's what really compels to me for the esports side of this type of gameplay. And it's very exciting to see. And this is why I also truly encourage people to if you've never played it before, if you've never given it a chance, you always heard of it, heard your friends play it, but never really dove into it yourself. I encourage you that these places are real, true tactical places, and also in real life. Very historical, very monumental, of course, with the map sizes. Now, to even put further emphasis for Battlefield 5 coming up with these matches, with these teams fighting now, it's going to be even more in depth. And it's crazy to say the word more in depth, because with Battlefield 5, the maps are even places within World War II. So just for the guns, tanks, everything, for esports to take place in such a game as this is what really interests me, and really encourage for all of those who have never ever had this type of gameplay or feel that we do bring that here at the Hardcore League, and we are more than welcome. Like Hitman had mentioned before, there are lots of teams, plenty of teams who are recruiting to look for those type of key players. And not only key players, also casuals as well. If you're just a casual player and you just enjoy to play Battlefield, then this can be for you.
Absolutely. You coming in with some very valid points there, Mimsy. This is something that we want to make accessible for everybody out there in the community, because we get that the whole professional side of things puts a lot of people off, and you might think you're not the high skill player, but that doesn't matter when it comes to Battlefield. Battlefield is a very rounded game. It's not about high kill death ratios. Looks like we're kicking things back off again here, guys. So just rolling in, we have i4Ni and Point Gap Gaming on the German side. And on the American side, in the red, we have AOTG and a long-range recon patrol. Right now, it looks like... no, did I get that wrong? My apologies. I think I might have got that wrong. Yeah, no, my apologies. I did get that correct. The Americans are the LRP. So in the red, we've got Point Gap moving up onto Charlie objective, already capitalizing on the centerpieces of the map. These guys in a very strong position now to move up onto Bravo and Alpha. I'm surprised no one's hitting that flank at the moment. It looks like the rest of PG and i4Ni are just catching up on Delta objective at the moment. I guess a number of their players must have gone to their home Echo objective, which would have been a little bit of a mistake if that was the case. Just landing in with Retrospecto at the moment. He's coming in hopefully to get those revives, but he's going to secure the area first, unfortunately going down to Wet Old Dog, representing Point Gap, making use of the bar M1918. So let's just take a look at the top-down perspective. We've got Brooks on point here at the moment. Was that a kill? I don't think it was. I didn't see any tag for it. He's moving up. I think he was going for the tags there, but Medican turning around and absolutely wasting him again with the M1918, which seems to be a very popular weapon. We've got Hulky at the moment making use of the Mondragon. He's making use of the Storm variant, putting some shots downrange, managing to get Darth Vader there before getting the revive on NHX Fearless. Just demonstrating how important it is that you get those revives downrange. Alright, let's take a look at the top-down perspective, see how the map is panning out, because right now, Alpha Bravo... sorry, my apologies. Just Alpha and Bravo currently being held by Team LRP and AOTG. Looking over at Point Gap and i4Ni, they currently hold Echo, Delta and Charlie. This could be a problem early on for Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG. That said, Boondog Saints and his buddies are moving up onto Delta objective, backed up by NHX Fearless and Hulky, who are now moving in onto Delta unimpeded. That said, there is a couple of i4Ni characters. No, they are running in the opposite direction towards Charlie. Oh, and it does look like they are starting to take some contacts. Quite a large contact moving in of infantry moving across the open into Delta objective. We've got E.T. Bentley working the flank, getting the two-piece. Is he going to be able to get it on Raven as well? He is moving round, just demonstrating how important it is. There it goes for the three-piece, ladies and gentlemen. He is getting chased right now. I can't catch him for the tree. Getting the four-piece on Hulky. Oh, and then he gets taken out by Drank Skull, who immediately gets taken out by Joan 0X. Oh my days, that was an intense contact. Don't forget, guys, if you hit that clip, it will be considered to go into our top 5 monthly clips. Alright, so Delta firmly back in the hands of Point Gap. But it looks like we've got a bit of a flanking attempt right here by a couple of the Long Range Recon Patrol members, with Fearless NHX getting into into Echo objective. He's managed to get to cover. He's in a good position now just to anchor for his squad. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be getting to a position where no one else can see him. But it looks like Cyrus is coming down that hill. He's seen NHX and he's on his tail. Maybe he hasn't, but right now NHX is getting hunted down. He needs to stay low to the ground and wait for reinforcements, otherwise he is going to struggle. Looks like Hulky and Raven working the opposite side of Echo objective. This is going to draw i4Ni and Point Gap off their primary objectives, which is Charlie and Bravo. But that said, it looks like, yep, unfortunately, LRP are struggling there with Killzone at the moment, acting as an anchor, but he is also cavalry. He's on his own. There he goes, going down, unfortunately, to... I didn't catch the name. Right, let's just look at Charlie right now, because Charlie looks like it could be very hot and sweaty. Okay. Yep, custom parts at the moment, putting shots down range. Quite a lot of LRP and AOTG moving up. Everyone making use of smoke at the moment with absolutely no thought for the poor Shoutcaster. Casualty coming in there, backed up by custom parts, going down to Han Brolo, who's moving around. Who's going to get it? Custom parts almost had his chance, but these guys are hunting him down, and he just got wasted by about 6 LRP at the same time. It looks like Charlie now firmly in the hands of the Americans, aka LRP and AOTG. So, what would you say about the stats going on here right now?
These type of stats was going on at the beginning of this match, pretty close, with 172 for the US for LRRP and AOTG, and then 180 tickets for PG and i4Ni. Pretty close matchup here. Possibly this map was something that AOTG and LRRP needed to possibly get their advantage, possibly more practice, more experience with this specific map, with the stats of Josh Rish at 6'2", 16'5", Han Brolo, 11'4", Marcelo doing a great job. 6-0 as of right now with Exon Toyd in that tank. With the Cavalry, I've been noticing, of course, with all the Cavalry, with Captain Killzone, with 4-2. Of course, some of these numbers are going to be a bit low for the big numbers, though, coming out of the gate. Wet Old Dog from PG, 13-3 right now, and barely hitting the 200 mark of tickets within this matchup. And as far as Captain Killzone, and I was watching for his statistics, he is a very impressive type of Cavalry. 60 days with Cavalry class with a win percentage of 80.9%, KD of 4.0. So he is definitely a horse whisperer on this game, and does a really great job doing it as well.
Sure, no, absolutely. I like your term there, horse whisperer, because he's good with cavalry. I'm absolutely loving that. Okay, looks like LRP, AOTG are coming on to Charlie Actual with True Intention. They are struggling though. Backfired now coming up there, 6 o'clock. Kyle Fire, Karma Donkey, and Askew Meerkat all getting taken out there by Backfired, who has just come in and wasted them with the free piece. Absolutely incredible to see. Just bear with me, let me get my camera angles right again, and we'll just land with Jar Frisk 13, currently going 6 kills to 5 deaths with the Hellregal 1915 Factory Edition, backed up with the M1911, which seems to be a popular choice amongst Battlefield eSports competitors. Right, and it looks like AOTG have a firm hold on Charlie. We've seen this flag change multiple times. Currently, right now, it looks like AOTG and LRP are struggling with their points, though. Let's take a look with i4Ni and Point Gap running with 282 tickets to Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG's 278. These guys are neck and neck right now. This is obviously a far more balanced map. So let's take a look at LRP right now, who are moving up onto Bravo Objective, possibly in true form. It does look like they're going to move up with the tank as well, so they are well backed up at the moment. And again, as per usual, we have an air battle that we haven't even been able to touch on yet because the infantry gameplay has been that sweaty. Alright, let's just cover Holkey for a minute here. Holkey going 6 kills to 6 deaths, making use of the Mondegron Storm and the M1911. Oh, going down there to Big Country, who we've seen get the kills repeatedly. But let's just cover Spaz for the moment. Spaz Erratic is currently providing a spawn for Boondog Saints, who is dropping into Echo Objective. That's quite an interesting tactic we've seen there. He's backed up by some cavalry and also possibly a few squad members there. Yep, it looks like Holkey's coming. So these guys now have a good position on Echo Objective. Let's see whether they're able to capitalize on that or whether they get picked up on. Right now, that is quite the squad bomb they have been able to put onto Echo Objective. Currently, they don't have much resistance. Just Mac Round Guy going down to kill zone on the cavalry there, making use of that horse, committing those war crimes. Alright, and it looks like these guys are solid on Echo right now, which could give them the advantage because LRP and AOTG are making that comeback with 360 tickets to Point Gap's 350. Right now, the two teams are mere 10 points apart. It could go either way. We've seen a pretty strong start from Point Gap and i4Ni, but it might be that LRP and AOTG are finally starting to make that comeback on them, coming in with casualties, making use of the Charcut low white with 11 kills to 10 deaths. Right now, it looks like Point Gap have things locked down on Charlie Objective, but he just got taken out by Xtoid. Don't even know how Toyd made that shot, but he somehow managed it. That was quite an incredible shot from Toyd. I'd be quite interested to hear some statistics on in Toyd at some stage as well. So we'll come back to him and see how he gets on. But right now, we are still sticking with Charlie objective, which is mega sweaty, with Elusive delivering the absolute pew pew pew. Downrange, getting 33 hit there before backing out, managing to get the medkit out. He's now, oh, there we go, Marcelo Scaleta getting taken out before he manages before Brooks takes Elusive out. All right, that was just incredible right there to watch. Looks like Delta is about to become a sweatbox of sweatiness. So let's just cover things as i4Ni and Point Gap move up around on the flank. We've got Gavir 98 and Wet Old Dog all working the flank there. And this guy is how you take an objective. Looking at Delta right now, we have i4Ni and Point Gap just obliterating. Did you see how they came from each side at the same time? That is an incredible pincer movement right there. Whether it was on purpose or accidental, that was an excellent attack formation represented by Point Gap and i4Ni. Alright, it looks like LRP and AOTG at the moment putting shots downrange, but they are struggling, getting the smoke out. But I don't know whether that's going to help them, unfortunately. Getting taken out. Blind Power getting the 5-piece there as he takes out Long Range Recon's Patrol. Heavy Tank. Blind Power still moving down the flank. And he gets taken out, unfortunately, by Captain Killzone, who is still up at the moment and providing cover for his teammates. Ghetto Kid. Alright, Ghetto Kid putting some shots down range before getting taken out there by Wet Old Dog, leaving Delta firmly in the hands of Point Gap. And it looks like the attack that we saw by LRP and AOTG on Echo has come to no fruition. Alright, let's just have a look. Let's see if we can land on Toyd here for a minute. Have we got any stats on Toyd at all at the moment, or any specific players?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Toyd, he, of course, with the 55 days in the tanker class, the 5.79 KD, it is definitely expected for that 22-0 that he's pulling right now. Just running over all over the field and mopping up the floor with whoever steps in his way. Now, as far as I can tell, most of his attacks have been mostly infantry versus tank battles, which have put Toyd right on top, which his rep has just went down there, but he's back in safety for now. i4Ni and Zapatis Migi in the front courtyard of Charlie right before Alpha. Toyd's in trouble, gets hit hard with that plane, and then Migi pushing forward to get the final slit throat kill. Great job by Migi, but taking that opportunity. Migi gets hit though, possibly getting sorted. It could have been a mistake, but he has a rep on him to take care of it. He's still getting pounded, it just may not be enough. He is paying the price, definitely, for pushing that, but he's got that rep. Can he survive? Just one assault is on him right now. There's nothing to do. This is the whole, what I was saying before, having classes to represent what you need. This is definitely the reason, especially for the support class, totally keeping Migi alive, back in the fight, and ready to slaughter, because they had just made this beast angry. And now wiping up the rest of that infantry. Good job by PG, and good job by Tated, low life, for keeping him alive. i4Ni and PG holding good chemistry with each other, and they show it here right now, Hitman.
No, absolutely, my dude. Covering Miggy at the moment. He's got to be on a 3 or 4 piece at the moment. These shots are going down range, right, left, and center. And I can see why the enemy tank went down so quickly, because Miggy really knows how to use this Shaman to great effect. And it looks like we're about to watch a pretty big assault here onto Bravo objective with NHX Fearless, Hulky, and Marcelo Scaleta moving up out again from the open. No cover whatsoever. They've managed to get smoke out, which is a good tactic. They're now moving into that cover. relocating, but right now they are completely outnumbered by both infantry and artillery and tanks, my apologies. And looking at it, i4Ni come in there, closing the gap and getting the flank on them, taking them out, and there are their bodies just to prove they are dead. What a death and a half it was as well. Alright guys, so let's look at that top-down perspective. Right now, the two teams are running absolutely neck and neck, guys. We knew this was going to be sweaty, we told you. And right now, looking at it, a mere 10 tickets between the two communities, with i4Ni and Point Gap running with 590 tickets to long-range recon patrol, and AOTG's 585 tickets. It could go either way at this stage. Even the flags are even Stevens, and right now I am struggling to call it. Just going to land with Miggy again, who has been absolutely on point so far. Let's just check that kill-death ratio. 14 kills to 2 deaths. Absolutely incredible. One of the reasons he might be doing so well is he is getting external repairs. Look how quickly his repairs are going up, guys. If you're running in a squad and your squad has a tank, you need at least one person to be running external repairs, and you will be on fire.
I'd like to comment on the Miggy's stats here. You're saying that his repairs, of course, is a big factor, but with a whopping 125 days playing this game, he's really showing, he's putting a lot of trust in them and really showing his experience also on when to push, when not to push, with kills per game and 22 kills per game and 1.32 kills per minute. But what astounds me is that his best class isn't even a tank, it's a pilot. So it kind of shows the potential and the great skill that PG is showing, that they're able to universally train their players, or those players can come that way to adapt to whatever situation they're in. That is what I believe is true potential skill for when someone can truly adapt to a situation, and Miggy is showing that here, driving a tank, and yet he's a pilot as a best class, doing a great job with a KD ratio of 3.46, holding up with the trust and support of i4Ni, Faded Lowlife, and Ron, willing to help him and support him all the way. Miggy showing a wonderful display, rolling the tank and his adaptive skills.
Sure, no, absolutely. Sticking with Miggy at the moment. He is currently going up against LRP heavy tank. Not too sure who's in that tank, but he's taken a significant hit there, and he's managing to get the repairs and the smoke down before he puts any more shots down range. Yeah, no, absolutely, my dude. These guys are really on point. And guys, again, just to touch on it, if you want to see yourself up there, getting your statistics read out to the community, getting your gameplay showcased, then this really is the place to do it, guys. We've been doing this since 2015. We've hosted near on 1,500 events. We've got over 4,000 members signed up with us across 150 teams. This really is the place to get involved, guys. So please head over to hardcoreleague.co, get signed up, showcase your team today, and show us what you've got. Put your money where your mouth is, earn some prizes, get some Battlefield fame, and have a good time and meet some great people along the way. Alright, it looks like we're about to see a proper pow down between the two tanks. Dill Shy's making use of the heavy tank, going up against Miggy. Miggy is going to struggle with significantly less armor, especially front on, compared to Dill Shy's heavy tank. But it all comes down to the amount of repairs going on right now, because we're seeing both tanks get repaired by their team. It does look like Shies has slightly more repairs. Look, check this out. We've got 3 AOTG and LRP repping the same tank. That is incredible to see. Right now, you're going to see two tanks that pretty much aren't going to die. They're just going to keep taking damage until the end of the world. Alright, and it looks like LRP infantry putting some shots fired downrange on Miggy. which is good to see. Miggy returning fire, likewise though, not managing to get any kills, but also managing to completely knock them off their nest there. So it'll be interesting to see what the two tanks decide to do, whether they go for the flank or whether they go back in balls deep head on. So guys, let me know in the chat where you think this is going.
I'd like to mention here, we see Miggy here, and we was watching this tank battle. As I noticed here to the side, right beside Miggy, to the right, is Icky Bicky, which I did not see him over there. And noticed that they were going for a flank there to probably smack down on Miggy, and then Icky Bicky out of nowhere stopping that part of that flank cold in its tracks. So Miggy and Icky is showing really good display on maneuvering themselves, just like I mean, hey, we're at the ballroom and we might as well have a blitz.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You see what he did there, guys? That's like hearing the title to the movie in the movie. Alright, so let's just take a look at that infantry action, because right now it does look like Point Gap and i4Ni hold Delta, Charlie, Bravo to long range recon patrol and AOTG's Echo Alpha. This could be a problem for long range recon patrol, because we are getting into the last 100 points of the game. We're not far right now, 150 points, and this round will be over and done with. If long range recon patrol and AOTG are going to break out their superhuman Hulk strength, now is the time to do it. It is not unwinnable right now. These two teams are been running incredibly tight up until recently. It's only in the last few minutes that Point Gap have been able to secure a solid ticket lead. Oh my days, was that a kill there? Yes, it was. TSG coming in with a solid kill on the LRP armor there, and we managed to capture it beautifully. It was toyed in the tank, going down to one of the PG planes. And wow, what a shot and a half. Alright, let's just take a look at how Charlie's going down. We're going to land with... Who are we going to land with? We're going to land with Joker, actually. Where's Joker? I've not seen Joker for a while, so it'll be good to land with Joker. And we'll see if we can get some stats for Joker as well, guys. But bear with me, I'm just going to catch him if he's not just gone down. Failing that. Just bear with me. Alright, I don't think we're going to find Joker for the moment. He must be in the pre-match. Sorry, in the spawn screen. Use your words, Pikey. Alright, let's just take a look at that scoreboard quickly, because I've just realised I've not even touched on the scoreboard yet. We've got X-Toy coming in there with 54 kills to 5 deaths, ladies and gentlemen. That is possibly breaking a Hardcore League record, backed up by AOTG Retrospective 10, who is going 10 kills to 22 deaths. Looking over at i4Ni, we've got ET Bentley going 23 kills to 13 deaths. And Ground Guy going 14 kills to 12 deaths. All around, these guys getting some pretty good kill-death ratios, and it looks like we're rolling into the last 10 points of the round. Again, guys, it looks like it's going to be a win here for Point Gap and i4Ni. Alright, guys, as we enter into the last few points, we still have another round here of Ballroom Blitz, so stand by for that. In the meantime, guys, we will be going through those kill-death ratios with Mr. DX Mimsy.
Oh, of course, with you was asking about Joker earlier with his kill-death ratio of 35 and 15 as a medic, doing a great job holding his own with that medic class. With, of course, i4Ni and PG coming back, which they come out strong at the beginning, but at the same time, LRRP put up the fight, but it seemed that PG and i4Ni pushed a little bit harder with it. Xentoid with 54 kills, 5 deaths. ET Bentley with 25 kills, 13 deaths. Ground Guy, 14 kills, 12 deaths. Wet Old Dog with 53 kills, 13 deaths. Infantry, a lot of the whopping KDs going on today. One OX with 43 kills, 11 deaths. Back on the LRRP AOTG side with Godkiller with 26 kills and 10 deaths. Moving down the list with Brooks with 32 kills, 26 deaths. Raven falling a little bit short, 14 kills, 21 deaths. A lot of give and take. This is a very exciting matchup for all these give and take ratios. JPC Jr. on the i4Ni with 7 kills, 11 deaths for that give and take. So a lot of these teams are going very hard into it. Aztec 9 with 30 kills, 10 deaths. Captain Killzone, as I mentioned earlier, Captain Killzone being a specific horse whisperer, and Killzone with 21 kills, 9 deaths, did a wonderful job. And do we have possibly a certain map selection that possibly could have changed?
I'm not sure. LRP have control of the servers, so we have no control over that, unfortunately. I think it's LRP, so yeah, it is LRP server. So guys, wow, what an evening of Battlefield esports it has been tonight. We've still got a lot more to come, so do please stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like, hit that follow, hit that share. There is a lot going on the Battlefield esports scene at the moment. There has never been a better time to get involved. If you as an individual or as a team want to have your skills showcased, this is your opportunity to have that done. We will be bringing up your stats, we'll be bringing up you as a person, you know, we'll be hosting podcasts. We've got a lot going on, a lot of different events, open season ladders, tournaments, prizes for chat, you name it, we've got it covered here at the Hardcore League, guys. This is your place to get involved. We are all about showcasing you, the community. Alright, so we're just waiting on things to get kicked off here again. So I'm just going to run this sweet looking LRP recruitment video, long range recon patrol, all I do believe. Not too sure exactly what the plan is here, but I believe this would have been map 2, round 2. In the meantime, bear with us because we will kick things off shortly. What have I done with my controller plus? There it is. Alright. Okay.
I would like to confirm that this will be a new map for this. St. Quentin was a 2-round map, and LRRP is in control of the server, and they have agreed for for a ballroom, and then Argoni for an infantry map. So this is going to be very exciting to see for a full-on infantry fight with a start time at about 8 minutes. 8-minute start time for this matchup. So it's going to be really interesting for Argoni with a lot of key objectives. A with the bunker, and Bravo with the exit portion of the bunker, where a lot of meat grinding areas where the fight is really going to come down to a hard-earned grind. And then Charlie, where it's going to be a very great standoff, where most of the fight will be at Charlie at the bridge for control of that objective. If what we like to call the grandma house over in the top northern portion of the map, the little cabin there, can be very tactical and very sneaky over there. With the southern side now, with the forest area, can be also very tactical and very defensive. It's going to be all about on this map. It's going to be all about who's going to get that first cap on Charlie, and who's going to get that first frontal defense. Also with Delta, with those 2 bunkers, can be easily. It seems very much out in the open, but it can seem easily get to an Echo in the rear for good flank and ratting. I don't know, Hitman. Who do you believe possibly could, after all that we've seen so far, could possibly capture Charlie? With your thoughts.
I mean, I think based on what we've already seen from the performance of the 4 communities, I really think that Charlie objective is going to be locked down by point gap. I think we're going to see i4Ni. They're going to be holding those home objectives. In terms of LRP, I think LRP are going to run the Vanguard and get up front and personal and be hitting the Charlie and the enemy home flags, whereas AOTG again are going to be holding back and running that defensive game. I think this is a good opportunity, running as 2 teams per side. You can really definitively say, okay, one team has defense over priority over one thing, the other is going to look after the other, the defensive. Sorry, let's try this again. So one side can look after defensive, one side can look after offensive, and that's basically how you want things to roll when you're running 2 teams together. But that said, I think this is probably one of the first times that we've done an event like this, and I think it works quite well because I know teams can struggle to put together 32-player sides on a regular basis. So what we might see here is as part of the poll, as part of the ongoing open season ladders, we might allow our teams to double up and come together as 2 teams on one side to make up a 32-player team. We'll see though. I see the chat got very excited there for my pussy. Yeah, that's Jessica Hyde. She is famous. She's more famous than I am. She's more well known than I am. And it looks like we're kicking things off there, guys. So enough of my ugly mug and over to that all too awesome Battlefield eSports action. Alright. Just going to stick with i4Ni and PG at the moment. I just need to update the... Can you remember what the score was last round?
The score for last round, are you wanting the
end game score?
Ticket score? The end game score?
Yeah. I think it was something like 108.
Oh, it was 7. It was 31 to 1,000, as far as I can remember.
All right.
All right, it's landing score from the last match.
Just landing on Hellfire Junction, and that is just what it is at the moment. It looks like both teams really have met head to head. We're going to see a front line probably form, unless either team is able to break through the flank, and there it is, guys. You can see that red and blue just behind Charlie Objective, just between Charlie and Bravo. That thin blue line currently batting off the attack by LRP. I'm going to have to change up the names there in a second, so I'm just going to land on Acidium here for the moment, who's running front and centre, and hand off to DX Mimsy for the minute.
Oh yeah, this matchup going very well, and we expected, we had mentioned before, who was going to capture Charlie first. We were expecting PG's usual tactic, but it seems that PG does take Charlie firsthand, but it just was kind of curious for LRRP is all over the objective, but yet in PG's hands. So possibly trying to strategize here what they can do to take out this infantry.
You're wounded. I can help you.
As we're
just currently moving up with Acidium at the moment. He's holding strong, making use of the Fedorov Avtomat, and again the M1911. Oh, but here we go, guys. He's making use of the silence variation, so a little bit of change there from the last 14 players that we've landed on that have all made use of the M1911. I told you it was a popular weapon. Alright, he's coming up against quite a number of LRP at the moment. He's making a very sensible retreat there because he's kind of on his own, but he's going to act as a good distraction because Greedy and Wet Old Dog are managing to come up and hit LRP from their flank without them quite realising it, leaving Real Dum Dum on his own. Are we going to see a good defence from Dum Dum here, who of course is staff member and very heavily invested with the Hardcore League as well as many graphic design companies. Let's take a look at how he gets on at the moment. He's trying his best, holding out. He's got Wet Dog and Cyrus, Greedy, Greeny, all flanking up on his side. He's not realised they're there. This is the ultimate embarrassment. They have just walked completely past him. He's just sat there, and now he's realised maybe they are on the 6. He's now in a good position to get some shots down range. These guys have got a little bit of cover, but Dum Dum has the advantage of height. He's going to try and... No, he's going to hold back for the time being. He's not going to try and close that gap. He's going to move through to Charlie Objective to see what good can be done there. Going to go and back up AOTG Raven, who's just landing on the objective. And looking at the opposite side, we've got Joker and Brooks just taking a little bit of fire there. So let's look at the top-down perspective with i4Ni currently running with 137 tickets to AOTG and LRP's 122. It looks like PG and i4Ni are currently struggling with only Bravo and Charlie Objective. LRP and AOTG holding Alpha, Delta and Echo. Let's see how we get on with Mig here, who's making use of the Madsen MG Trench, currently going 1 kill to 3 deaths. Miggy coming out extremely strong in the armor last round. Obviously a bit of a fish out of water, not having had chance to warm up in the infantry side of things. But things looking pretty tense here at Echo right now. Not seeing a lot of contact, but Lost Wild on their own. About to get some shots down range, unfortunately getting taken out by a i4Ni firing squad, leaving Echo completely open for them to cap. This is very bad for long-range recon patrol and AOTG, who do need to keep their home objectives. That said, they are struggling now. They only hold Delta. That attack that they had, that cap on all those flags, was short-lived, just covering Marcelo Scalita, backed up by a Piccolo Rain. These guys attempting the flank here. Looks like Scalita's about to come across multiple contacts, going down to Rustberg, laid down with the M1918 BAR. Alright, and it looks like i4Ni and Point Gap have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie and Echo, leaving Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG with only Delta. This could be an issue for them. They're going to have to turn this around quickly, otherwise they are in trouble and at risk of really losing significant tickets. Just covering Jar Frisk, they're getting taken out by Miggy, again making use of the Sorry, of the Madsen. Alright, God Killer 45 at the moment, representing AOTG, running with the Hell Regal, and getting taken out by the shells there. That was incredible. So let's just cover E.T. Bentley for the moment. We've seen some pretty good kill-death ratios from E.T. Bentley so far throughout the match this evening. Currently going 6 kills to 3 deaths, making use of the IMG 0818 low weight heavy machine gun. That baby was designed to bring down aeroplanes, but it will be it is just as good at anti-infantry. Currently making use of the Oberez pistol as his secondary. These guys are running in a very strong vanguard right into Charlie objective and the waiting long-range recon patrol members. Things are getting crazy right now. It is just absolutely sweaty on this objective. Rounds are pinging off everywhere. Blanky going down to E.T. Bentley before he does a little reload there. Getting more shots downrange. It's all about that fire superiority. Managing the resupply there. Let's just get out of the smoke for a minute as i4Ni push up solid onto Charlie objective. Let's get above the smoke here, guys, and look at that formation that Long Range Recon Patrol are utilizing. Because right now they are predominantly on Delta objective and in a good position to flank round. Quite a limited defense on the flank with Miggy, Acidium, Greedy Greenie and JCP Jr. all going down in quick succession of each other. And that leaves the flank very much open. Let's look at that top-down perspective, because we are about to see a major flank by long-range recon patrol on Charlie objective. If they're sensible, they'll head deep into i4Ni and PG territory, moving into Bravo Alpha, but they may get greedy and decide to go for Hellfire Junction. That, in my opinion, would be a mistake. They want to put as much distance between themselves and the PG i4Ni Vanguard as possible, but it looks like they're putting a strong defense down onto Charlie objective, limited offensive capability now onto Bravo as a result of that strategy choice. Can't say as that was the best choice, but at the end of the day, at least they are putting a few members onto Alpha Bravo objective. Alright, just covering
possibly Hitman with their defense. And their defense for that type of move, for them coming around and putting all their forces on Charlie, it may actually give them an opportunity to hold off any of those equivalents from backing up to help with those back caps. Now, with these other LRRP and AOTG players with the back caps are able to maintain and grab these from under PG and i4Ni for the fact that they defensively are on Charlie, holding everyone and helping their team capture those points. Now, of course, with PG in response, there's definitely going to swap this map over with G and with Delta and Echo being taking now. But this does give AOTG and LRRP a 3-to-2 ratio. They have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie now against just Delta and Echo for PG. So possibly this may be a little bit of a boost with still 367 tickets and 316 tickets. Not much of a difference. They're possibly able to get this lead back and for the long run. So it may have worked out in the end.
Sure, no, absolutely. Coming in with some very valid points there, DX Mimsy. Right now we are just landed again with E.T. Bentley, who is just slaying people right, left and centre. Moving up into Delta, which is currently being taken by Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG. He's about to swoop into their flank and do significant damage, but he goes for the weapon change last minute and goes down to God Killer 45 as a result. That was a schoolboy error right there. Alright, Darth Vader moving in with the Madsen, putting shots down range before getting taken out by I'm Famous GR1. Let's look at that top-down perspective. See if we can just find some of these guys. The old kill-death ratios will say it all. Let's look at Drunken Clam going 21 kills to 7 deaths. Marcelo Scalita 15 kills to 6 deaths. E.T. Bentley 12 kills to 4 deaths. Code 16 kills to 6 deaths. Right now, both teams buff definitely on point. It looks like Joan has the most amount of points, so I'm just going to try and land on him for a minute. Apologies there, guys. Just give me a second and we'll see how he is making the magic work for him tonight. Because right now these guys are absolutely on point. Alright, making use of the MP18 trench backed up with the revolver Mark 6. Going down there to AOTG Hulky, who just managed to get the multi-kill there quite impressively with his 25. Alright, backfired at the moment, going 13 kills to 5 deaths, making use of the bar M1918 trench, quite a popular weapon that we've seen tonight, and he's got the Bulldog revolver backing it up as his number 2. Let's just stick with him for the minute and see how Backfire gets on. Backfire not carrying any tags at the moment, so not too sure who he's with, whether that's PG or whether he is with i4Ni or whether he is a free agent looking to join a community, who knows. Oh, getting the sweet kill there on Lost Wild. That was absolutely on point. Absolutely demonstrating how lethal the M1918 Bravo automatic rifle can be in the right hands. Looks like he's bringing it back in onto Bravo objective, supporting his teammates there. These guys really not giving themselves a moment to get taken out. Keeping up the level of movement, which is a good idea because you don't know where those snipers are lurking on this map. It could be that someone's got a bead on you, so it's always a good idea to keep moving. It looks like Bravo objective now getting compromised by a long-range recon patrol and LRP. I think Backfire managed to get a mine through the door there, not managing to get any kills, but getting some resupplies off a couple of his mates. Now backing off and moving up with his teammates to go on the flank. Let's see how he gets on here, because these guys could definitely have some solid tactics locked down. I would definitely like to be a fly in the corner on their party chat at the moment. Alright, and it looks like they are moving up solidly on... Oh my days, that is going to be a close takeout there. He got saved and got taken out by Dill Shy's 91. Alright, let's just look at Charlie right now, because PG and i4Ni currently still have 525 tickets to Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG's 470. It could still go either way. A mere 60 tickets between the four communities. Right now, it's hard to say which way that is going to go. But it does look like i4Ni and PG have now a solid grip on Charlie, Alpha and Bravo, leaving a long-range recon patrol and AOTG with Delta Echo. Let's land on Acidium here for the minute. We'll try and come up with some statistics for Acidium shortly for you guys. Making use of the Fedorov Avtomat and M1911 silencer, currently going 11 kills to 9 deaths. Absolutely on point here at the moment. Wow, he's getting those revives in on AT Bentley, who's been a pretty strong player throughout this match. So that is a good choice on his part, just demonstrating how important it is that medics get those revives and those heals down range. Alright, catching some Slayhem there. I believe that was E.T. Bentley. Oh my days! Ambrolo coming in with the 6-piece, and that was definitely a genocidal moment right there. War crimes were committed and they were captured by my good self. Alright, Drank Skull down the bottom there with Kyle Fire. Kyle Fire putting shots down range, taking out Acidium. Let's just look at that top-down perspective and see how things are panning out, because it really does look like i4Ni and Point Gap have a good solid free flag hold at the moment. That said, no, long range recon patrol are now moving solid in on Bravo, and just landing on Joker here for the minute. I know we've got some stats on Joker, so I'll let DX Mimsy fill you in on my man Joker here.
Fortunately,
don't worry if you don't have it. He's just gone down. So
I'm having some technical issues.
Yeah, no copy that.
Pulling up stats here.
Don't worry about it, my dude. Just landing on Wet Old Dog at the moment with his MP18 trench. He is going a whopping 37 kills to 11 deaths. That is just incredible, guys. Absolutely slamming that kill-death ratio and being a real on-point player for PG. Going over to custom parts, again going 29 kills to 6 deaths. Currently making use of the airburst mortar. Is he going to be able to land the shots there? No, he is not. So let's just move on and see how Medican's getting on. Currently going 18 kills to 10 deaths. Again, making use of the MP18 trench. Taking out Aggro Remix there before getting the reload in whilst capturing Bravo objective. What a night of Battlefield esports it has been so far, guys. These two teams, my apologies, these two sides made up of 4 separate teams are absolutely on point and have brought us their best gaming action this evening. You've got to thank them for it. And a lot of them have been involved in the Phoenix Elite Aerial League Flight Path to Battlefield Vive event that was on earlier. So, oh my days, Medican going down to Captain Killzone there after going on a bit of a rampage himself. What an incredible run to see there. Let's just land with Legendary for the moment, who is moving up with his boys in point gap onto Charlie objective. It looks like they've got a pretty solid hold there. i4Ni are backing them up as well. We've got Hulk Smash 9244 in the background there. And they've got the smoke down range, but long range recon patrol have the high ground. Joker anchoring for his team there. They're in a position to do some solid damage onto i4Ni and point gap at Charlie objective. They are very vulnerable. Oh, what is life? I think that guy's name was representing LRP, just going down to i4Ni Vanguard as they move up from Charlie objective. We've got Aztec Knight backed up by Team Ghetto Kid and a number of the LRP who are getting ready into defensive positions, and it looks like Urologist just going down in the corner of the stream. Legendary up on point there, but he gets taken out by Aztec Knight, keeping close to the cover. Very clever idea. He just managed to get a 2-piece on Rasbergs. Is he going to be able to make it a 3-piece? He's just got a grenade into the middle of them, but I don't see any kills there. And oh my days, he just gets taken out by an airburst. This is very sweaty right here, guys. The level of sweat, the moisture is incredible. It is dripping down the ceiling, and it is incredible. Aztec Knight still up at the moment. He must have got revived. Going down there, though, unfortunately, to the Joker's fire grenade. These guys are filling out here on Delta with long-range recon patrol, taking heavy casualties to Point Gap and i4Ni. Alright, just coming in.
We were talking about Joker earlier, Hitman with Joker earlier with 33 kills, 13 deaths. I do apologize for the technical difficulties for a lot of these stats being pulled up here. With 4.04 KD ratio, 105 days in, best class as a medic, I can definitely see him doing a wonderful job keeping his teammates up. But what interested me, what I have seen, was the kills per minute of 2.14, which I know that in the things that I've experienced and the things that I've seen, about 1.13 or 1.5, maybe in that area has been possible average, but 2 kills per every minute. That's every 60 seconds, folks. That's something that really gets me interested on the skill of this player. Kills per game, 30 kills per game, 4.04 KD. So very skillful players to adapt and to understand their roles within their teams.
Sure, no, absolutely. And we just caught a sweet little 5-piece by Joker running around with that auto .25 auto loading. That was just incredible. And really one of the players to watch out for from LRP and on the Battlefield eSports circuit. We'll try and land on him again shortly, guys, but let's just take a look at the rest of those kill-death ratios. Let's try and land on Drunken Clam, who's currently going 32 kills to 13 deaths. We'll try and get you some stats and facts on him in a bit, my guys, but bear with me and I will just try and find him. Alright, just covering Drunken Clam at the moment, making use of the Fedorov Avtomat optical, backed up with the auto revolver, which is actually the Webley pistol if I'm not mistaken. Alright, it looks like AOTG and these guys are putting a lot of kills down range. Let me know when you got some stats on Mr. Drunken Clam. He's currently putting some shots. He's trying to breach into the downstairs, getting the revive on Wet Old Dog before putting a few shots down range on the enemy. Right now, moving back in onto that objective. See how he gets on here for the minute. He's backed up well by his guys at the moment. I'm struggling to differentiate them. But let's just stick with Drunken as he moves in.
Want me to patch your wounds?
I do have those stats for Clam for a 2.07 kills per minute, 3.78 KD ratio, with 75 days played. But obviously played the objective with 3,377 score per minute. Definitely a person who PTFOs like quite often. He is they are very, very exceptional. With the best class as a medic, which of course is going to be a big deal with Argoni, with all their medics. They're going to need these medics. They're going to need these type of players on their rear to be sure, not only for protection, but to be ready to get that res on those Slayer type players with the assault class, pick them up. So things are gonna be very interesting, and it's just been very impressive. 964 tickets to 755 tickets, as you said it earlier, Hitman, with PG taking over Charlie that quickly at the beginning of the game, and then it just seems to overrun the entire map. i4Ni and PG working very well together with their good chemistry.
Yeah, no, absolutely, my dude, and some awesome statistics coming out with these players right now, and this is really a showcase of all the potential of Battlefield eSports, guys, and it really is your opportunity to get involved. All these teams are recruiting at the moment and expanding moving forward into Battlefield 5. These are established teams. They're going to be good teams to get involved with because they're going to have that experience, they're going to have the infrastructure, and they're going to have the cohesion already in place for you as a player. Although if you do want to set up your own team, then this is also something that the Hardcore League can support, and it looks like that would be a win for i4Ni and Point Gap versus Long Range Recon Patrol and AOTG. Congratulations to PG and i4Ni on an absolutely epic couple of matches, but both teams really did bring the pain. We'll take a look at those kill death ratios now, my guys, because that was some on point gameplay right there.
Definitely very on point, very skillful with Drunken Clam, as we stated earlier. 36 kills, 14 deaths. E.T. Bentley, 24 kills, 12 deaths. Backfire, 31 and 10. I'm a ground guy, 15 and 15, going even with that. Joan OX with 42 kills, 13 deaths. Elusive, 30 kills, 18 deaths. Big Country, 40 kills, 22 deaths. Zapatista, Miggy, 13 and 11. Blind by Power, 18 and 9. Frankie the Tank, 24-18. The Guar, 98, 27-11. And going over to Marcelo Scalato with 29 and 15. Code 9 with 20 and 10. And going down the list with 39-16 with aggro remixes and quite a few. AOTG guys pretty much evening out with Karma Donkey, 22-22. Then we have the Joker, as we mentioned before, pulling his tricks and all those jokes with 40 kills and 19 deaths, doing a great job there as a medic, slipping in those revives. Team Ghetto Kids with 28 kills, 19 deaths. On down the list, Aztec showing a good prominent 23 kills, 17 deaths. And then, of course, 31 kills, 16 deaths with Orolo Gist. Also, with just the flop side, of course, you're always going to have those that do have tough times, but they do play a specific role. As I mentioned earlier, with the classes and everything, Cyrus with 11 and 16, and Necro Griff with 14 and 13. So this was a very good matchup, and it was very interesting to watch and to shoutcast, especially with these type of esport players and then these type of players in the hardcore league going head to head like this, especially in a tag team scrimmage. A lot of practice has definitely had to come out of this going into Battlefield 5, learning what the plans are, which I know Battlefield 1 will be a game to quite think about, of course, for any type of reconciling events. And also Battlefield 4 as well. You know, all the battlefields, you know, we're here at the Hardcore League, here to for anyone who wants to have an event for the Hardcore League, you just submit one and we will get with you as far as shoutcasting one of your events at the Hardcore League on any battlefield. Uh, Thank you all for having me here.
Absolutely, DX Mimsy coming in with some wise words there. We are here to showcase you, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight has been a fantastic evening of Battlefield eSports. This is really your opportunity to put your money where your mouth is and showcase yourself. This is your platform, guys. This is all about you. You are our passion. So please do get involved. Share us with your friends. Let the people of Twitter know. Let your Facebook friends know that we are here to serve you guys, the community, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do anything. And we really appreciate the team leaders, the staff members, everyone that puts in the work behind the scenes to make this amazing circuit work. You know, we are one big family, we are one big team. Everyone wants to work together, and it really is what showcases everything about the Battlefield community. We are just incredible, and don't ever let anyone tell you that we're not, because we are, and you guys are family, and it's been an honor to showcase your amazing skills as always. In the meantime, guys, we're going to be throwing over a raid very shortly over to Mr. Prophet. I was meant to be throwing it over to Necro, but I don't see Necro being online at the moment, so I'm going to go with the next best guy.
Before we go, I would like to ask everybody in the chat to please put a hashtag congrats to Hitman for making Dice friends. Congratulations, my dude. Thank you so much for doing all that you do, man. And thank you so much for being who you are in the league and being the face. You know, thank you for all that you do, and also for all the Hardcore League staff. Also, Bosch, for anyone's in the Discord, be sure to thank him for these great fellows making Dice friend. Appreciate you so much for all of that.
Oh, my dude, no worries, absolutely, and thank you for touching on it, because I really do owe you guys a massive thank you, and I know Bosch wants to pass on his thanks as well. Just to see two members of staff come up in the same cohort of Dice friends, you know, it just really does show where we're at right now as a community in terms of our relationship with other organizations out there. And no, thank you. I mean, you guys are just fantastic, and again, you are our passion. I can't emphasize that enough. This is your time to shine, and we just want to really be able to deliver the cleanest, the most professional, the high quality production value, and the sexy Hardcore League signature shoutcasting. So in the meantime, guys, I do believe Hardcore League is going to be hosting off to the next channel, so please don't go anywhere. We'll be sending you over to one of our partners in crime, but once again, guys, it has been a fantastic experience having you all here tonight. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit that follow. We will be back on again at 2:30 p.m. Central with Xbox One Battlefield 1 Community Centenary Memorial event that will be showcasted by myself and Deadeye. Then a little bit later we have the Sin Internal. I believe that's going to be at 7 p.m. Central, if I'm not mistaken. Mims?
Yes, sir.
That's correct. Alright, guys, so we've got plenty more Battlefield esports coming up for you. Please do make sure you stop by and cheer your favourite team on. In the meantime, peace and love and respect. We will see you all soon. Bye bye for now.